Greetings everyone, hello and welcome back to Anno 800. Yeah, it's also nice to have a look at the city during nighttime from time to time, especially the Skysscrippers I think look fantastic with it, and you get a beautiful romantic city image out of it. What could better be possible? Now, of course, the sun is rising though again, because we don't want to have it nighttime too long. It's a bit difficult to build stuff with it. And yeah, a new day is dawning in Panagos, and with that also very important new work for us to complete, because this city of course still wants to expand. By the way, if you enjoy my content, I would be happy if you consider supporting me on Patreon. Now, let's continue also here with the Skysscrippers that we have. We have the tier 3 ones, right? And the tier 3 ones, as of the last episode, have Conyagin amongst quite a lot of other things. And with that, we can finally go ahead and upgrade them. And of course, as always, I would like to upgrade just a whole bunch of them. Unfortunately, we cannot see the total number of upgrades in the menu. I can just only guess that it's about 20 that we upgrade with that. Poof, there it goes. That's a lot more Skysscrippers tier 4 now that we have. With that, we unlock all the production chains, I think, for the Skysscrippers. We can also go ahead now and just systematically go ahead and upgrade all the tier 2 to tier 3 that we have, if we can afford that much, of course. Right, and then we can also go ahead and upgrade a lot of tier 1 to tier 2 as well. That also gets some panorama effect as well. Any kind of panorama effect is fine because it gives me at least some income, even though income doesn't really matter with 200,000 on the balance in plus. Let's also go ahead and upgrade some engineers to the next level then as well. And also some of these here. I don't want to have everything upgraded though, right? Because that would just be a huge wall of concrete that I certainly don't want to see. So we're just going to very carefully and systematically doing it step by step, a few here and there, to get a beautiful organic skyline out of it. Also coming along is our beautiful Iron Tower, the superstructure, the next monument in line. Some 26 minutes that we have, and then we can finish it. Just beside our latest police station headquarters that we also have in Panagos City. While we're here in the center, I think these guys here might be in for an upgrade. We would need another oil power plant for this. Now I do have this oil power plant here that is supporting the whole district. However, as we can see, we might just add a crossing in here to make sure that the electricity goes all the way to that district here too. It would be a waste otherwise. Let's just make sure that this is happening, right? And with that, we should be expanding now electricity very good all the way down here. So all of these guys here, we can now upgrade them also to investor level. I'm also going to add a few more farmers. We still have space. That's the most surprising thing for me. Here by the mountainside, there's definitely a few blocks that we can still use. That previously there was a factory perhaps, or you know, a farm even we had here. So in that case, this just comes in lovely. As with that, we can now break even on the farmer population once more. I do have, strangely enough, 2 warehouses here and a very strange layout. It's just not very efficient looking. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. There's the clay pit that we are probably not going to move. We still have 2 moving points available for these clay pits here, so this might also be something. This is just a very outdated ornament style here too. These trees, we have the enclosed greenery now, so there's no need to use the temperate growth as an ornament, right? And this just fits in nicely too. And of course we can do it like that, since also these might be farmers, right? But they also deserve some beauty, some leisure activities close by, some fountains where they can meet, and yeah, also some enclosed greeneries with benches and stuff like that. Why not? Actually here the paving does not fit. I think some flower beds might do just well as well. And here we can then have, yeah, let's have another row of farmers. This is still within the vicinity of my market square and my pub. And with that, hopefully we do now get it even again on my farmer population. Now, I think by now we should be able, yep, to upgrade them. So let's go ahead and upgrade all of these guys here also to investors. And with that, the whole inner city here is now full of investors. There we still get a few engineers that I probably would like to keep in the area, because there we have the high-tech industry zone there as well. So it just makes sense to me to have the engineers close to these guys, to those factories. 9,000 artisans is a lot. We carefully need to select where we want to upgrade some of them. Let's go ahead and also upgrade some more. Yeah, timber, of course, is once again going to be the problem here. There is a members club here already. We also got the metro station. So, of course, we should prioritize where we have the metro station, because it reduces consumption of stuff like jewelry, for example. That would hurt me otherwise. Pretty bad with all of these guys consuming it. And down to 55 timber. That's it for now. We have 1,500 influence, by the way. That's a new record. It's always nice to mix in some fighting. The Admiral is trying also to attack Manoler. Lucky us, not the same size of fleet as in Panagos, so that my Bismarcks and my Schleswig-Holsteins have some stuff to do. It's that those captains definitely don't fall asleep. We're pretty full on coffee and rum. I wonder, do we actually not have enough ships here? They're full, right? Yes, and the coffee is the same. I'm looking at... What am I looking at here? 1,900 tons of rum and 1,900 tons of coffee waiting in the area. What is wrong? Is someone stuck somewhere? Yes, they're stuck over here. They're stuck at the old pier that we had there at some point, and they're not moving. Also for the rum, we're still using, oh my goodness, a clipper and a royal galleon. I think we have finished some new ships. The Seahorse can now take action, and my clipper and also my royal galleon are going to go to retirement. I think 2 of them will be fine though, seeing that we can actually also transport some 800 tons of goods in one direction. With the coffee, we also have those 2 ships. One is waiting right now. I think we will need a 3rd one here really for the coffee, since the volume is so high. Let's do this. And for the rum, those 2 here, as you can see, they're full all the time with 800 tons. I might also just add a 3rd huge collier to this, since those colliers are really cheap for us now these days. We have plenty of influence, we have plenty of especially also steel beams, so we can just really spam them out, what I'm doing already, right? So let's get some 3 more out there, and it's getting ever so busy in my harbor areas. I would like to move a few things around, so we are going to make ready for this block here. We can have the Metropolitan Hospital in here then. So for this, I would like to, yeah, also get rid of some of these buildings. We have so many engineers at this point that I don't really care about that anymore. So we can just make sure that we have, for example, another block then that we move over and get us the hospital then into this block here. It's really massive for what it does. And squeeze it in like that. I think actually like that, because I want to have the park on the other side then, to the quiet area then looking. And with that we have a bit more space in here, because I would like to add another building to my monument area, and that is the National Civic Hall. That is a new building, a mod, a magnificent landmark and venue for rich variety of sophisticated regional events, ranging from balls and concerts to criminal trials and exhibitions of academic art. And by the way, this block that we kind of like mismatched here with the moving, we can also of course move. We can move the whole block, which I think is always really nice. And we can then complete it once more, so we can move these engineers over, right? And let's move the bus station over there a bit, so that it looks a bit more organized again. And with that, it's still working fine, and it should spread out all the way over here. Perfect. We got some riots there, no props. Look at the range of these. It's beautiful how far they can actually reach. I wonder why only this way though, but all the way to that side. Do we have... Ah, we have a... Nope, we don't have a second one, so we do need a second one. Since we have enough artisans, I would like to use this area for it, so we can just delete them at this point, as it really doesn't matter that much. And I would like to have a second Metropolitan Hospital. This time we are going to have it close to the cliffs, where it also fits in nicely, I think. overlooking then the ocean. Now let's actually have the park that we have overlooking the ocean. And I think this is really nice, right? You can also watch some nice battles from up here for your sanity. And then the entrances as well. We'll just make sure that we have some more buildings then surrounding it. That's going to be fine. And with that, we have all the building materials too. I would like to build the National Civic Hall right over here somewhere. It's a beautiful building, really. And it's going to have then, of course, its street connection all the way to the back of it, because that's just where the ornaments fit in. Now, the building, of course, comes with built-in ornaments once more, so it doesn't really make sense to me to use ornaments on top of it in the surrounding area. So with that, we get some 75 attractiveness at the cost of 2,200 credits. But of course, it's also just a nice building that I haven't built yet. It's a new mod, at least in my well, to my knowledge there. What we can still do is we can add some enclosed greeneries left and right to get a bit of green area around it too. Let's continue with some upgrades. We still have some workers here that we finally can upgrade since we have the workforce. This leads to more artisans then. Let's also have another bunch of investors just here, close to the hospital, and also here. Oh, and then I'm out of timber again already, so we need to wait a bit longer. Thank you, Anne Harlow, for 33,000 coin. Much appreciated, really. And in that case here, we still have now 2 blocks of engineers, right? It's this one here that I'm probably going to focus a bit harder on engineers and probably some workers then too. And then we also have a few engineers still here, and that's fine because this is then exactly surrounding our industry zone that we have, and everywhere else we can then have, yeah, investors with the normal investors and with the skyscraper investors. So I'm probably going to continue here with more skyscrapers than down the road as well. Now, of course, as we know, we have now the tier 4 skyscrapers, and as always, these guys are needy. They have two actually new resources or new goods they want, consumer products, and one of them is the typewriter and the other one is the billiard table. Both of them are going to be a headache for us if we want to really finish them. By the way, they're having an intense panorama effect here right now. That's the highest level, and still not that profitable without those 2 goods here, of course, right? So we are only making 2,000 credits of profit for every building. This is not a lot, but of course it's not intended to make us a huge chunk of money, since money is already not a problem anymore. Yeah, typewriters and billiard tables. This is going to be great. Let's just have a look at them. The typewriter first. The typewriter needs 3 advanced materials, and that's the steel. We have plenty of that. We have brass, plenty of that. But it also needs lacquer. We don't have that at all yet. Lacquer does need resin, which is a new orchard, and we need sand. Sand we have, resin we can get, ethanol we don't have at all right now. So we need to go over there to the New World and just check it out. Once again, also the New World is a bit under attack. It's not the biggest problem though for us. We haven't lost a single ship yet to all these attacks. I feel rather confident with that. And I also hope, by the way, that we are no longer capping on coffee and rum. At least we're not, but we should make sure. Yeah, there's another coffee now going outbound, right? The full batch, there you go. So that's even more coffee now going away. That's how it should be. I don't want to have that much coffee here at all. Now, oh, that was my white flag. Now, ethanol, we're already kind of like producing in Manola right over here. We're needing it for the celluloids, right, that we're already producing as well. So the problem is here, first of all, it's electrified. Of course, we're actually producing 4 of that per minute. I would still like to build a second one of these, so that's probably going to be the second that we're ever going to need. Probably not more than that, because that's 8 ethanol now that we have. This, of course, consumes 8 corn per second, per minute, and we do have around 6 corn plantations right now. We're also requiring them for the tortillas, so we need to make sure that we have plenty of them available. I would like to go ahead and add me some 2 more here then as well. This should actually make the whole area here full. Close, but yeah, it does. And I think we're not boosting them yet, so I would like to use a boost on top of that. The 50% is fine. A trade union might also be possible, of course. And let's just check it out, how much of corn we actually produce now. Bear in mind though, we are having a huge consumption now, and as we can see, Yeah, it's actually fine. Only +1 is missing. And this last one we probably will be able to squeeze in somewhere here. By the way, wait a second. No, this should be fine, really. Just along the mountain. The road continues then all the way here to that side. But with that, we have now all the core in demand already for the ethanol. Let's just make this one paved here too. Let's also upgrade this warehouse here for another loading ramp. So we can say that we need around 2 ethanol right now for Panagos, and we're going to need around 2 celluloids. That means also in that case here 2 ethanol for the celluloid. So we should be actually golden on that. I do need to build another celluloid factory. We have one plant place based here already that we can just finish like that. The ethanol, as we can see, should be rolling in now. Let's also go ahead and upgrade those 2 warehouses there because we can. And this should lead now to a potential production of around 8. There it is. Perfect. 2 we need, right? And then we have some surplus. For the ethanol, we now consume all the 8 that we need for all the 8 production that we have. This should be fine now. And with that, we can get the celluloid and the ethanol over to Panagos. Both of them we're going to need there. Do I still have room for them? I don't think so. I think we're going to need a new own special trade route for this. Let's create it. I hope we do have the right ship for the matter there too. And that's it. And here we can now choose the ethanol. Yeah, it's not going to be more than 200. And also the celluloid, also not the 200 there, but it's going to be fine. One ship, that's the motor, just finished in on time. Let's finish this one. And with that, we got 2 more products coming over to Panagos. In Panagos, let's just quickly check it out. We got the Typewriter. Now we are getting in, yeah, around 2 to 4 ethanol out of that. That means 1 lacquer chemical plant that we can build. This still needs, however, the resin and the sand. The sand should be fine. The brass should be fine. The steel should be fine. For the assembly line, we need now the chemical plant. And that's, of course, space. Where do we get it? Of course, we can get it up here. Now, we can't use oil anymore, nor do we have gas. So the only thing that I can actually do here is getting us a coal power plant to this area. That covers then the whole sector here, right? So let's build it. And with that, everything here gets electrified. That also means that we don't need so many breweries, for example, anymore. We got 8 of them right now. Getting electrified, we are only going to need 4. Because as far as I know, the beer is... Ooh, it's not quite equal. If we boost them though, yeah, these 2 here we can get rid of, right? These 3 here actually. And we should be still golden. We have a bit more space available. I can probably also reduce the tallow production with that done. That is now equal almost. Let's just wait it out. Now it's getting boosted. Because now we consume the coal. And as we can see, consumption goes up, but also production. We basically just need to check that we have enough bread. We have, but bread is also producing chocolate. We have enough sausage and enough soap. So I could actually lower these productions. For the sausage, look at that. We actually have those 2 that I don't need at all ever. So let's also get rid of them altogether. The same applies here with the jewelry. That should be fine now since it's boosted too. And yeah, actually we have a huge surplus production. I'm going to go with that for the moment. Next up though is now my productions that we need for my greedy investors. One of them is the Typewriter. And for that I still need the lacquer plant. Hopefully it's not too big. It is quite big. That's the problem. I will need to move my warehouse a bit further over. Right, we're going to make some space here. And then I should be able to kind of like move it in here somewhere. And the assembly plant for the Typewriter is hopefully a bit smaller. It is. Let's also just try and squeeze it in here, please. Come on, we can do this. Very good, this will do the trick. With that we have them figured out. And then we just need the billiard table improved by electricity, producing 2 billiard tables per minute. This will be more than enough. And yeah, one of course, once again, is absolutely fine that we can have then right here in the center of this, let's call it artisan industry zone that we have. And with that, let's just make sure that we also have the raw material input. So these billiard tables will need 2 cherry wood per minute. We have the production up here, so I will need now to add 2 more of them. That would be this cherry. and this cherry. And don't forget, we are not boosting them at the moment. So it might still be fine to do it at some point, right? If I even need more than that. Oh, Captain Richard Moses, skipper of schooners. Movement speed increase. And the other one is then the resin that we need. Here also I would like to work with 2 resin for the moment that we need. And now let's get rid of this lumberjack hut here. Lucky us, those orchards don't need a fertility really, right? So we can just place them here like that. I do not intend to need more cherry tree or cherry wood, so we can now use other types of trees in the region. And then we can also still increase the working conditions, of course. A trade union might be able to be squeezed in here to further boost them as well. There it is. The resin is also coming in now from these trees. Right up here on the mountain, we got those beautiful forests now that, yeah, kind of like lead then to the mountain area itself as well. I think I like that style a bit more. With that, we have probably everything available now that we need. The celluloid is coming in. Felt we have massful in here because of the docklands and New Africa. And we got cherry wood here as well. This one is also fixed. Let's go ahead and build those productions. 3 of them it is. Consuming me some workforce once more. Having electricity right away from scratch. And with them, having now probably 2 of the more advanced products available in Panagos for my investors. As always, what I would like to do right away is also, let's pause the consumption of these 2 goods until we have them ready in stock for some parts. Now, onto the big highlight of this episode. We finish the Iron Tower right over here. It has finished, finally, phase 3 completed. Off you go. And Panagos has a new beautiful monument with the fireworks right in scratch. And the queen, of course, is eager to prepare the inauguration. We need to wait for her arrival. I think we could actually keep the bus here, or I'm going to move the hotel up, right? And then we can have the bus station here along this main road. And then we save the space here for some decorations. And there the queen also arrives for the celebrations. Just in time for us to finish the decoration around the Iron Tower. And now somewhere here, she's actually also speaking, I think. Or on the other side. There she is. In the front of it, of course, and enjoy the royal parade as our last mission type. For remembrance, also a nice photo. Let's turn it in. Iconic tower unveiled. HM herself dropped into Panagos today for the opening of the Iron Tower. We have. And with that, we conclude the tourist season DLC, of course, but of course we're going to add more tourists to the city. We should also get a nice reward there somewhere. Also, we have the festival active right now with 100 festival attractiveness. And I think this also came along rather well, this whole area here with the Iron Tower and also the Civic Hall on the other side of the street. And with that, we continue onwards in the next episode. Stay tuned!